Mr. Johnson. It is Wednesday, May 16th, and I'm trying a new lighting setup, which has this shadow on the wall, but you know, whatever. I have been a die-hard Pixar fan for my entire life. Well, I mean, most of my entire life. Toy Story didn't come out until a couple of years after I was born, but you know, that's beside the point. I still remember getting Monsters, Inc. on VHS from Aunt Nay. I remember watching Finding Nemo when I was sick in 4th grade 2 times in one day. I've watched Finding Nemo so many times I can quote almost every single line from the movie. I still remember when you got up for your birthday and I watched it 3 times in 2 days. And I have watched it many times since and can also quote that entire movie. I have watched every single Pixar movie except Cars 2, because from what I understand that was an awful movie and also it had absolutely nothing going for it. So yeah, I skipped that one. But I even watched Cars 1 and that was like my least favorite Pixar movie ever, but it was still worth watching again and again. But as someone pointed out in the past, Pixar does kind of follow a structure in their movies. There are always 2 main characters and they're always 2 guys and they never have the same personality. They would never work together in reality. In Monsters, Inc. you have Mike and Sully, who are 2 very different people that work together, but really their personalities are not at all the same. In Up you have Mr. Fredricksen and Russell, and they're polar opposites. In Ratatouille you have the rat whose name escapes me because I haven't seen the movie enough, and the chef whose name also escapes me because I haven't seen the movie enough, but again they're polar opposites. The only exception to this is A Bug's Life, because that's kind of like a group of main characters with one really main character and one kind of main character, but mostly a group of main characters. And each time basically they go somewhere and then try to get back home. Lightning McQueen is sent away from his home and on the way he finds Tow Mater, who eventually becomes his friend. So that's why I'm really excited that Pixar is coming out with their new movie called Brave, which takes place in Scotland. This story follows a guy who was born into royalty and he carries this little guy around on his shoulder who's his little completely different friend who doesn't match his personality.
Tim.
And stop.
Tim.
What? Tim. What? What do you want off camera, Tim, since Tim couldn't find a hat? Brave isn't about a guy who was born into royalty, it's about a girl who was born into royalty, and she does not have a little friend. So wait, are you telling me that this is completely different from any Pixar movie ever? This is really cool that Disney Pixar is venturing into a new area of female leads! It's even venturing into a different time period. This is like a completely new thing for it. I mean, sure, How to Train Your Dragon was exactly the same movie, but this is Disney Pixar! That means it's gonna be really good! It comes out on like June 22nd and I still haven't even seen like any previews for it at all. I don't understand what's going on. But from what previews I have seen, it looks like it's gonna be a really good movie. It's like gonna be so adventurous and so female lead! But in all of this breaking tradition that Disney Pixar is doing, they need to do at least one thing to remain a single strain through every single movie. But that leads me to my question. How are they gonna sneak in the Pizza Planet truck? And with that, Steve, I'll see you tomorrow. I actually just looked it up on Pixar Wiki and apparently it does have an appearance in Brave.